Now straight away, if you look at the picture without me even bringing down the text, you can see how the market, once we sort of ran into a price point where prices were being advertised almost at an extreme or an excess point where it was a very, very good premium price, we saw how quickly the sellers interacted and they very quickly shut off the buying and took the prices back lower down. So what we want to gain, sort of remember is that excess tops can be made on relatively low volume or high volume. There's no hard, fast rule. The important thing to understand is the auctioning that occurs at the highs or the lows when we form an excess top. Now, what you traditionally see on the volume profile is some form of a tail. Again, the length of the tail, depending on the market you're trading, is crucial because that is telling us how quickly the other time frame was shut back down. So in this example, we can see not the biggest tail in the world, but a relatively sort of bigger tail, and that's telling us that sellers very quickly shut down the buyers that were initiating and moved prices quite quickly lower. Note as well how we, once we auctioned that top, once we found that top, the market then very quickly navigated away from that top and sellers took complete control and continued to initiate prices. And we even took out the low of the day and extended towards the downside. So we can see we saw some real strong initiative being taken by the sellers and the buyers got overwhelmed in this example. So again, we can see how these excess top, not only do they give us, the tail gave us an early clue, but it gave us quite a bit of opportunity to hop on with the initiative selling that continued to occur over the course of the day. Then note the volume in the extreme, right? We could see, where in the first example with a loss of momentum, we saw a lot of two-way trade. In this example, in the top quartile or in the higher prices, we would have seen a real lack of volume being facilitated between buyers and sellers. Why? Because, the buyers got shut down very quickly. So there was a lack of interest from buyers to be buying at higher prices, and sellers quickly took advantage of those higher prices. Thus, we wouldn't have had as much two-way trade as we would have had in the first example used. And then the rotation and the speed on the way down. Like I said in the earlier slide, it's all about assessing how does the market, move back down. Is it aggressive, in which case we're seeing aggressive initiative, or is it a lot more slow, where we're seeing a lot more two-way interaction? Let's go to the third example and talk about sort of the aggressive excess top and see how that one looks on a chart.